In terms of wild food that serves as caloric staples, the three really big ones in this area are acorns, wild rice, and Jerusalem artichoke. And acorns are pretty awesome in that they grow pretty much everywhere on the globe. Once you gather a bunch of good acorns, we like to dry them in the shell. We usually dry them about a month at least, usually in the sun, in an area protected from bugs. And these are 3 years old now, and they're just starting to mold. About a quarter of them we're losing. People would say there's a bit more tannin in them, which is the water-soluble compound we're trying to get rid of. But really, functionally, it doesn't really make much of a difference. It'll take about as long when we get to leaching. It'll take about as long with red oak as white oak. Functionally, it doesn't really matter. Mainly, the relevant difference is red oaks take take less time to dry, and white oaks, you can't dry them. They'll just mold. Because the shells are more water permeable on red oaks, and there's much less moisture in the nuts. So we have gathered and dried acorns, so we'll just start with shelling. The way I like to shell, I usually just do it with a hammer. You can do it with a rock. My goal basically is that we get it down to a system where you can go home and start making acorn flour, and it's cheap and easy. You don't need to buy any fancy equipment or anything. Or at least a bare minimum of it. So when you're cracking acorn, I like to put the disc, which is that round part on the top, I like to put that down on the table. I sit pretty close to it, and you knock it off the table with your knife. That's why we have two. I sit pretty close to it, back straight, and I just tap it. There's a vertical crack that goes through it. And I do it in 2 steps. I have 2 containers, one for the shells and one for the kernels. But we do it in 2 steps, one of shelling and one of taking the shells off the kernels. So I just do it like this. And once I've gotten enough, however many I'm going to do, I pick them up, peel the nut out, and there, you're ready to start grinding.
Well, tell them I...
Yeah, about a quarter of a mold.
Well, that one had some dust in it.
And how long does it take them to dry?
It depends on the species. I would say at least a month in hot sun is good. You can do it in a commercial dehydrator too. The only thing is you don't want it to get too hot.
I don't even have to use any muscle.
So you just lay them out in a
My
flat,
muscle is only used in lifting it up.
single layer and put them in the direct sun for about a month?
Yep. Yeah, I'd say about at least a month. I mean, you can hear them and you can feel when they're sort of. I mean, you can even crack them and you'll see the kernel is, like these ones, are really hard and shrunk down. That's what you want.
Yeah.
So if there's caps on the acorns, it's indicated there's something wrong with them. The tree is aborting them basically. They might have a weevil, it might be some other kind of infection, but they're definitely no good. Okay. 100% of the time.
Which one is moldy and which one is healthy?
They both have mold looking alikes on them. I thought that was mold.
Oh, that's the fuzz from the inner shell.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Awesome, mold. That's nice. Moldy. Healthy. Alright.
Good morning. I'm here and I was inspired to make this breakfast because of yesterday's breakfast where we put oatmeal and acorn flour and mixed it together. And today I did it in a pan so it evaporates faster. And in here is oatmeal, acorn, it's about 1-to-1 oatmeal and acorn. There's cattail pollen scraped in from in the freezer. There's rosehip flour mixed in, and a bunch of blackberries mixed in. There's some salt. There's some cinnamon. There's maple syrup, all in here, and as well as lots of coconut oil.
Sunbreak streaming over the rise. Heartbreak screaming. Ain't no surprise. Quit daydreaming. Open your eyes. Main primitive skills school. Practice skills that allow you to roam. Make the outdoors your second home. Fires off the landscape without a knife.